Trish's bike, fixing a flat.
She's got a flat.
First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the tire levers, two. In this case, you got a CO2, the pump, and my spare tube. Then I'm going to open up the brakes. This allows me to put the wheel back on after there's air in there. I'm going to loosen the quick release, and because of lawyer lug, I have to unscrew it a little bit here to remove the wheel. Then I am going to put the bike down, chain side up, out of the way. Now, we have already removed the sharp rock before we started the video that caused this dilemma we're in. I am breaking the seal, basically. I'm just pinching the tire so it's not going to grip. Makes it a whole lot easier to remove. And then I can take the tire lever, put it in, hook it to a spoke like that. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm just removing the tire. And I'm removing the tire all the way off. This is an optional thing. Some people don't like to remove the tire all the way off, but I do, and I'll show you why in just a moment. As soon as I get the old tube out, I like to run my fingers inside the tire while examining the outside. My fingers are looking for sharp, pokey things. My eyes on the outside are looking for any damage in the tire.
You have no eyes. You don't have your glasses on.
I don't have any eyes right now. That's true. So now we take our spare tube. If you have a frame pump, people like to add just a little bit of air. Some CO2s allow you to do just what I'm going to do here, which is kind of nice, and that is to give it just a little bit of air. Just enough to make it round. Give it some form. I'm going to stick the valve into the rim. Put on one side of the tire and the tube at the same time. If the tube will stay in the tire, I will put the tube in the tire first and then put it on. Or, as you can see here, I can just, as I'm going around, stick the tube in the tire. Whatever accomplishes the job. Now, starting at the valve stem, I get the other half of the tube tire in seated, and I just start working my way around, making sure I do not pinch the tube in there. Pinching is bad. Sometimes, when you start getting a lot of this, see how the tube's pinching in there? A nice thing to do is let that air out that you put in there, so it makes it easier to tuck it underneath, because pinching is bad. Pinches occur during this last little part here. There's a tube in there, you want to make sure it's not there. Use the tire lever or whatever.
Just stick a fork in it.
I like to just use my thumbs or my hands and roll it over, making sure, again, the tube is not stuck underneath the tire. And then CO2 cannot fill it 100%, but it can sure
back and then relax. Oh, where's Ron at?
Making sure, I'm just giving it a squeeze here to make sure I don't have any
Are those pinches?
No, that is the tire seating,
Okay.
and we're going to keep doing that until it's all seated, which is fine. If you add a whole CO2 cartridge, this is a 16 gram CO2 cartridge, it's going to get your tire hard. Is it up to pressure? You know what? You're out in the field. Hard. That works. Okay. Once we have the tire up to pressure, valve stem closed. We will not video me cleaning up my mess here, but I will clean up my mess. Do not leave it on the side of the road. I am going to put the tire back on.
Thank you.
Now, when you're out on the street, if you notice, once I get it even partially on, I can actually have it hold the weight of the bike by holding the bike up. I don't have to sit here and hold the wheel, hold the bike. And this will allow me to reach down and put it in place. Quick release. I'm going to push it in, hold it, pulling it straight out, and tighten the other side until it's just about there, like that. So I can close it. I'm going to then open it all the way, make sure the wheel is seated properly, and then close it. Oh, I got it too tight. Every quick release is a little bit different. And then remember to close the brake again. Spin the wheel, make sure it's good. Thank you for fixing my flat.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Tom.
Have a flat anytime.